Hello, everyone. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we discuss everything relationships, and I'm your host, Franca. On today's show, we'll be discussing breaking up, breaking up with grace, and we're asking, can you be friends with your ex, husband, boyfriend, anybody you've dated before? Can you guys still be friends after breaking up? And with me on the studio today is Sheyi Elesomi. I like to pronounce that your Elesomi very well because it reminds me of those books we used to read in primary school.
I got that a lot of growing up.
And we also have Ginika Okoha, who is a counselor with Earth. Ginika, can you hear me?
Yes, I can.
Okay.
Hi.
Hi, how are you doing? What do
Hello,
you guys think
Ginika.
about what we're discussing today?
Mm,
It's interesting.
very interesting,
Very
actually.
interesting, right?
And
I
like we
think
always say, we might not have enough time to cover all these
we
things.
will have enough time. We'll create time. It's just two of us. It's just three of us today in the studio, so we'll have enough
Okay.
time. And I'm sure Ginika is eager to bamboozle us with plenty things because this is our area of core competence. Please note that you can share your stories with us via our WhatsApp line 081 9038 4663 or join the conversation by calling in live on our numbers 070 7749 or 070 1424 2420. And please, you should also subscribe on all our social media platforms, but please subscribe on our YouTube platform, which is at Official Upgrade TV. Thank you. Shay,
Yes, ma'am.
what are you saying?
Um, I think Ginika should take the lead on this. Let me get
Shay, I don't understand why you're being very careful with this
let
one.
me get
But
my
Ginika,
thoughts together.
so what are you saying about this topic?
Okay, so like everything in life, it all depends. Um, Me personally, am I friends with an ex? Yes, I have an ex who's a friend. So I think at first it depends on the nature of the breakup. Why did you people break up? You
Okay.
know, if it was a mutual breakup, if it was a breakup in terms of okay, growth, people had different, in different parts of life, or one person had jackpot and then the distance you just couldn't keep up. Depending on what the nature is.
Okay.
So I think that like is the core as to how, if you people can be friends, and then also your state of mind, your maturity, your emotional maturity.
Okay.
That also can play into count, and then I think also why are you people friends? For me and this my ex who were still friends, we're still friends because he's still a genuine nice person. We just had different and after university and all, so it just didn't work out, right? And he moved to Canada, I was here in Nigeria, so the distance just didn't allow us to work. But he's still a genuinely nice person. He's
Okay.
married now and I'm married now and all that.
Okay.
So I think also it all depends on what are your intentions of being friends. Why are you friends? Are you friends because you have similar values that you just want to throw about, maybe business, or just to catch up or something?
On
Or are
certain
you
things.
friends because there's an intention of getting back together? Or how maybe the sex was good and then you're hoping that one day an opportunity will rise and then your partner will not be around and you now go, so it all depends. But
Okay.
yeah,
Okay.
so
Let's
it all
quickly.
depends on the nature of the
Okay,
of
that's
how you
fine.
guys broke up. But now,
Okay.
if it was a toxic breakup,
Mm-hmm.
if can you hear me?
I can hear you, Ginika.
Yeah. So if it was a toxic breakup, if the person was like abusive, if the person was just harmful to you, to your mental state, to your physical state, then I don't think it's not going to be healthy. I don't
Okay.
think it's worth being friends with that ex. If you see
Okay.
that their boundaries are not being kept, if you see that the person's intentions just does not respect who you are at that point,
Okay.
whether you're married or you're single, then I don't think it is right to just maintain that friendship.
Okay. So let's quickly go on a break because Shay is still trying to settle in.
You know, I'm
Let's quick,
settled in now.
let's
I'm
quickly go on the
very
break.
settled in
Okay,
now.
so let's quickly go on the break, and when we come back, Sherry will dive straight into the conversation.
Stay tuned. Heartlines would be right back. Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Okay, so Shay, are you still friends with any of your ex?
I can't say I'm friends, more like acquaintances. So yes, because like we've talked about this topic about friendship before, right?
Mm-hmm.
And if we're talking about friends, that means you're actually friends. You talk, you share things together, you have a full-fledged relationship. We're not talking about romantic relationship. Before you just smile anyhow. So, um, so I think you can stay as acquaintances, not as friends, because the past, for me personally, the past is past for a reason. We can be cordial. Do you understand? I can see you outside and we can have a chit chat. We can greet each other happy birthdays on birthdays if there's need for it. But in terms of like, if there's something I need from you and you're in a position to give it, I can reach out to you and say, please, I need help with this. Can you help it? But in terms of like actual friendship, we sit down, they gist, like, what are we talking about, please? Regardless of how you, and this is not to speak down on Ginika's opinion, but regardless of how you broke up, I think it should be passed for a reason. Like, we shouldn't sit down and chit chat, especially if you are married. It's different if you're not married, you're single. I mean, you can still be friends. You can still, there's still a tendency that something might still happen. But if you're married or if you're in a serious relationship, I don't think you should sit down and be saying, "I'm friends. We are going out for movies. We want to have a we want to meet up for lunch and dinner and all those things." I personally, I don't subscribe to that.
Okay.
Yeah, we can be acquaintances. We can, if we see for road, hey, how far? How you doing? Long time. What's good? How you doing? How's the family and all that? No animosity, no, enmity. We are cordial. But
Shay, I'm going to be very straightforward with you right now.
mm-hmm,
So I've heard it. I've heard from you and I've heard from Ginika. In all honesty, Shay, like, can I finish talking?
no. I have questions for Ginika and I don't
Wait.
want to miss it.
Okay. Ask your question.
So Ginika, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, I don't mean to put you on the spot, though, but
No, go ahead. Go
yeah,
ahead.
how close is close with you and the ex that you're close with? That's one. What is the definition of we're close friends? Two, does your husband know the ex, and how does he view the relationship?
Okay, so yes, my husband knows about my ex. My ex knows I know about my ex's family. They came to Nigeria last year and we all had a family hangout.
What a wonderful family.
So yes, that's because I'm a very open person, right?
That's wonderful.
And this ex is someone who even knows my family, like my parents, my siblings, and all that. Okay. So the thing is, I think first of all, if your marriage is one that accommodates friends with the opposite sex, I think that alone can now make your partners comfortable with, okay, maybe you can appreciate the ex or not. And then also, like I said, the intentions, because there's no romantic anything. And then because we understand the boundaries, we cannot start going on movie dates alone or going, do you understand? We understand that there are boundaries. So if he comes into Nigeria, he will come to the house. I'm not going to go say, oh, I'm going to meet him in his hotel. No. He will come to the house if he has time to visit. If we go to Canada, I haven't been to Canada before, but if we go, in fact, he was the one who wrote our invitation letter for the visit for me and my husband to visit the Canada. But my husband eventually went. I couldn't go because I got pregnant. Do you understand? So it all boils down to the intentions and what you have behind it.
Thank you, Ginika.
So did I answer your question?
Yes, thank you so much,
Ginika,
Ginika.
don't answer Sheyi. I'm going to come back to Sheyi.
Why you put me on
Oh,
the
no,
spot?
seriously. So, you see, I've listened to you and I've listened to Ginika, and I'm going to be very straightforward.
Mm-hmm.
Now, listen, you dated, we're discussing ex now. We're not
Yeah.
discussing ex-husband or wife.
Mm-hmm.
Let me tell you, growing up,
Mm-hmm.
you must have dated people that you were young.
Oh, yeah, definitely.
Do you understand? You guys were friends. You were your real self with those people.
Mm-hmm.
And guess what? It's not like you guys
Exactly.
quarreled because you guys promised each other marriage or anything.
Mm-hmm.
You guys just broke up, or maybe somebody got into school, or maybe somebody moved out of the country. So there's no animosity. There's no anger. Do you understand?
Of
There's no
course.
beef. And guess what? You were real with this person. How can you guys not be friends?
Friends, exactly.
Yes, how can you not be friends? Because the truth is, you dated somebody in school, you didn't know anything. You were not thinking of marriage at that point in time. Do you understand? So I think that
But I understand Shay though. I think his mindset is if you guys broke up in a very toxic, bad way.
he did not
Not-
know.
not
He cannot
necessarily.
say,
He did
we
not.
cannot.
He's
Not
not saying that.
necessarily.
He's saying what Sheyi is saying. Why I'm answering him like this, because what Sheyi is saying is, regardless of how you broke up, he even stated
Broke
it.
up,
He said,
okay.
regardless of how you broke up, whatever that happened, you know that you guys can't be friends. And Sheyi is lying.
No. I didn't say you can't be friends.
You said you would just be
Lying.
cordial.
Can you imagine her telling me that I'm like, on national TV?
Because you're just comporting yourself.
No.
So Ginika, let me tell you. Let's say Ginika, see, trust me, Ginika, I'm with you on this. See, the truth is, you can be friends with your ex. If the person is not willing to be friends with you, I can understand it. It's possible that you guys don't think alike anymore. You guys have grown past each other in certain things. It's okay not to be friends, don't get me wrong. But if you guys were really cool, and then maybe something just happened, because at that point maybe you were still with your parents, you didn't know what you wanted, certain things, and you guys grew apart. And you guys now, you understand, reconnected, and hey, Shay, what's up? Franca, what's up? You know, things like that. I don't think it's a big deal. Do you understand? So the problem here is not being friends. The problem here is, what do you guys discuss as friends?
That's exactly what I said. I
yeah.
didn't say you can't be
So-
friends.
Exactly.
I said what is the
Exactly.
nature of your friendship. Do you
But you say
understand?
no, Shay.
And personally, the people I call friends are people like, we can call each other up when I have something bothering me. We share life together, basically. Not just somebody that we chat once a while, catch up, how are you, how is the family? Friendship for me goes beyond.
Shay, I want to ask
That's
you a
why
question.
I saw something recently, and the person, yes, it was Denzel.
Denzel Washington.
Denzel Washington. He was having an interview, and a co-actor, and they were interviewing him, and they said, the co-actor was beside him, and they said, so are you guys friends? They acted movies, or they've acted maybe 1 or 2 movies
They
together.
don't have to be friends to act
And
movies.
no. And he said, we are not friends,
But it's possible.
but they have a relationship.
Oh, it's possible.
They chit-chat.
I agree with you.
Do you understand?
That's
and he
very
said, we're not
possible.
friends, but we can be open to friendship, which means I'll invite you for tea. Come over to the house and let's talk. So what I'm saying, I didn't say you can't be friends. I said, what is the nature of your friendship, and what exactly do we term friendship? Do you understand? Is it somebody that, when you're going through things, you and your husband fight, right? If you are true friends with this person, right, you can call the person and say, man, I'm going through this. What should I do? What am I going to do?
Shay, quickly, there's somebody.
What
we
is
have
the
a
nature of
caller-
that kind
we
of
have a
friendship?
caller who wants
Oh,
to call in.
please,
Okay,
yes.
please. Somebody's calling in.
Hello.
Hello.
So I would like to ask a question.
Okay.
So I have a friend who has an ex. I mean, when they were dating, the sex was great. And currently she's in a marriage now, and she's in a very horrible marriage, and the sex is really bad. So how would you advise she approach? Because this ex, they are still great friends, and she doesn't know what to do. She's getting some new feelings, especially because she has a very bad marriage, and I mean, sexually, marriage is not doing great? And secondly, how would you advise someone that's never been in a romantic relationship with their ex, but all of a sudden they are now friends and the ex is seeing her in a different light? Those are the two questions. Thank you.
Thank you. So, did you get what she said? So
I have an idea of what she's trying
yeah,
to
so
say.
what she's saying is, Ginika, did you hear what she said? So she's asking two questions. She's saying that she has a friend.
I got the first one, but
Yeah,
not
I got the
second
first
one.
one. But the second one
Okay.
is, she's saying she has a friend.
Yeah, I got the first one. It was the second question that I wasn't too clear about.
Okay, so let me rephrase what she said, the second question. So she's saying that there's someone who was in a relationship with someone, but they were not sexually active. Like, they never had sex. They were friends. They never had sex. But now, they now became friends again after, many years. And the guy now sees her differently and wants to have sex with her. But they are both married. They were in a good
Different,
relationship
okay.
before. You understand? And now they are friends after marriage. And the guy now wants to have sex with her. So, Ginika, are you going to take the first one?
Yes.
I'll take the
Okay.
two.
So,
Shey,
okay, so
you
the
say we
first
take
one,
the two.
she's in a bad, she's in a bad marriage,
Yes.
and she has an ex who is there for her, who is her friend, right?
No,
And then
and they
they're
had
having
great
feelings.
sex.
They've not had sex yet, right?
No.
No, they
They
had.
had
Speaking
the
of
first
having
one.
sex,
They
okay,
had,
that's what
and the
she
sex
said.
and it was
great.
wonderful.
Shey said it was
Oh, then the first-
wonderful.
Yes.
So for me, I mean, she's checked out of the marriage. I mean, because emotionally and physically, she has already checked out.
Okay.
So for me, I think that marriage is doomed.
Okay.
Because one, if the husband is not even performing well as a good husband, and he's not even good in bed, and then she has found another man who is satisfying her in bed and she likes, I think she has checked out. And
Oh no,
I
Ginika,
think
no.
for women,
She hasn't slept with this. So after they had
what
great
if I
sex.
ask now? She hasn't slept with the first
No,
one.
not she slept with a guy. They dated before.
Oh, okay.
The guy is her ex,
And
so
they
they
slept
dated and they had
before.
great sex.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
Oh,
But now,
okay.
her husband is not a bad person. They just don't have great sex.
But the marriage. Oh,
No,
okay.
it's also bad.
Oh, okay.
It's
Okay.
not. The sex is not good.
The sex is not good.
The relationship is not good.
The relationship is not good.
So it's a two combo
So it's a
thing.
two
That's what I
combo.
heard. Yes, I heard the relationship was not good. So I mean, if the relationship is not good, the sex is not good, and she has rekindled a friendship with someone who she has had sex with before, and she
Yes.
can't get her mind off the sex. Then, my darling, you're going to cross boundaries. That friendship either has to end so you can concentrate on rebuilding your marriage, working on your marriage,
Okay.
or you
Fall into temptation.
Fall
leave
into
the marriage.
temptation.
Do you understand? Do you
So-
get? But I mean, like I said, what are the intentions of the friendship? If she's going back, if she is rekindling this friendship just for the sex because she has remembered, oh, back in the days they had mind-blowing sex, she might be disappointed that old age would make that sex now that.
But if she
very
doesn't
bad.
go, if you're not going,
Do you
you're not going to
understand?
know. She has
That's
to
the
get
thing.
there.
So she has to
Guinea
decide.
cow
She has
word.
to get
crosses
there.
that line. No, that's the thing. So you don't know what you're getting now because the young guy then 10 years ago may
Baba-
not be the same young
Baba
active
don't.
guy.
Baba don't weak.
I agree with
So
you.
if
Ginika.
you now decide, oh, I'm still holding on to old time fakes, and then you leave your husband and instead of working on it and you go and sleep with this guy, and then you find out that it wasn't as good as you imagined it or remembered it to be. My darling, you have crossed the line. You have
move
crossed
on
the
now.
line.
So what do you advise
And
her?
then, so
she's
now it's either
asking
you're
for-
not going to be living in secret.
Okay, so but what she's asking
Eh?
is what she's asking. So is she's asking, what do we think she should do?
She should cut off that friendship
Okay. Okay.
and concentrate on rebuilding her marriage.
Okay.
If she cannot rebuild her marriage, then she should
take
leave
it
the
out.
marriage and hope that the sex and the guy will be a good match. That is if he's not married. But if he's married,
She'll
she
be
better just stay where she is or leave
okay.
the marriage and find another new one. But I mean,
Okay.
she can't. Yeah.
Okay. Shay?
So that brings me back to the scenario you painted, which was you painted a scenario of you guys had not fully known each other, you're still discovering each other. Now, going back
What
to
scenario?
the first scenario you painted, like that why you can still be friends
Okay.
with your ex. Maybe you
Okay.
guys were still young and all
Okay.
that and all that.
Okay.
Now, the thing for me is if you had sexual relationships, an intense feeling for somebody, depending on how close you guys have the friendship, there's always, it's not going to be a bed of roses for you and your husband all through, or you and your partner all through. There will be times where, there will be issues.
Okay.
And it's easy for somebody that you have as a friend and you've had somebody, it's easy for you to go back crying on that person's shoulder. And in the process of that, there's
might happen.
always a tendency for something to come up. There's always that tendency because at some point there would be issues in marriage, there will be issues in relationship. And at some point, you would need a shoulder to cry on. And what better shoulder to cry on than the shoulder of an ex that knows you, that knows that we've been together and we did not fight. It was not.
Hold on.
Please, Ginika, let me finish. That we did not fight and it was all cordial. What better shoulder to go on? Which is why I'm of the opinion that, we can be cordial, but the level of friendship, maybe not so much.
Okay.
Do you understand?
Okay.
Because of that tendency for that to happen.
Okay.
Do you understand? And we always say, not if it happen, not if it happen, until
Old
you find.
fire, but they say old firewood they catch fire.
They catch.
Old firewood they catch fire badly. Okay, but I
So-
get you. No, but you see, I get you, and I totally get where Ginika is coming from. And I say this because I have friends as well. So I understand where Ginika is coming from I understand where Ginika is coming from because sometimes for certain people it might be different. If you're able to cross, you understand, or set boundaries, it's possible. You can be friends, but you know where to draw the line. Do you understand? Even if your marriage, just the way they say old firewood they catch. Do you understand? And so they say talk, say person not the chop vomit. Yes. Old firewood they catch. Person not the chop vomit.
If you don't be vomit now.
No, you don't
we
get
don't
my-
paint, we
No,
didn't paint
you
the
didn't.
scenario of vomit.
No, but you did
we
not.
painted the scenario of
No.
I jack back.
No, see, you vomit
It
not
did
means
not
no.
work
Listen,
out.
whether you like them or not, now vomit. Now what you don't pass, you don't drop them, you don't
Not
pass.
necessarily.
Sheyi, but the truth is, if you guys were meant to be together, una for comeback or something.
What are we
And guess what, Sheyi? But let me tell you,
Sheyi,
Sheyi, no, let's not look at it just about sex. I have seen ex that do very good business together,
which is what I'm saying.
but they are friends. You have to be friends with whoever you're doing business with.
which is what I said. I said if you are in a position that we can do things together, we do it. But it's
Sheyi,
strictly on the basis of that.
Sheyi, you have business partners. Your best good business partners are your friends. Yes or no?
Yeah.
You would have dinner, you would have lunch together. Your business partners, yes. Let's not make it about sex because I am the opinion that you can be friends with your ex. That's where discipline comes in.
Oh yeah, that's a different. That's
So
a different.
I personally would say that if you're saying you don't want to be with your ex because you're scared of temptation, that means you're not disciplined. That's what I think.
Okay.
I'm just saying, you understand? Because you need to respect certain things. You need to have boundaries. So I don't even want to make it about ex now. There are people that have chased you and you guys become friends. People go don't chase you or you go don't chase babe and the girl no agree make you a date. But you guys become very good friends. Are you not going to tell me that because you chased her,
you will not be.
you can't do that.
Yeah.
Do you understand? So I personally think that their boundaries, their principles, their discipline. So with all that in check, you should be able to do certain things. But don't get me wrong. old firewood they also catch. There are people who have, fallen into that bracket of people that have done those things. In fact, I have seen where someone is, they're having issues in their marriage, and she goes to her husband's best friend to cry, and they end up sleeping together. It happens.
No,
Ginika, have you not heard of such stories?
Yeah.
It happens.
Of course,
so
yeah.
It doesn't have to be your ex.
It's just discipline.
It's just discipline.
And principles.
And principles, yes.
True.
So I won't say because there are temptations or there are possibilities that I would sleep with my ex, then I won't be friends with the person I will not miss. Look at what Ginika said. She said the guy is her ex. He was the one that gave them letter, invited them. If she said, oh, I don't want to be friends with you because we're ex, for crying out loud, the guy might not even be interested. So I don't want us to, to say, oh, I think it's just healthy to keep good relationships. Like,
regardless of
if it doesn't work, it doesn't work. We're not saying you must be friends, but regarding what the lady just said, there's a problem in your marriage and you're reminiscing about your great sex you had with your ex. I think you have not moved past that. You're not even ready for marriage. That's what I think. Because
that's not friendship.
Yeah.
Yes, I just think, because the truth is, I can't be thinking of something I did 10 years ago. It's not.
That's you.
Yeah, that's what I'm saying is, me, So, but I don't want to abuse or undermine whatever any other person has said. You might just be thinking, and maybe they've just had. And what if, in fact, I'm just thinking now, what if the husband's sex is even better than her ex? Another scenario. It's possible that you could be having very great sex with your husband, and then you're friends with your ex, and if your ex also say, can you remember? You say, I don't remember. My husband, they kill me steadily. Ginika, is that not a scenario as well? It's possible. Do we have Ginika there?
Yeah, she is.
Okay. So, but regarding the part
Yes, I'm here. Yeah, I'm agreeing with you.
Yeah. So regarding the second part where she said that there's someone they didn't date, or they didn't have any sexual.
They dated, but they didn't have any
They
sexual.
dated, but there was no sex involved. But now the guy is seeing her.
Physical,
Yeah. So now the guy is seeing her differently.
in a different light.
And maybe wants to have sex with her.
And they are both in marriages, right?
I want to think they're in marriages.
And they're both married.
Because if they're not in marriage, it won't be an issue. They will date.
Yeah.
If they're both single.
Yes.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So that means there's something. Maybe the guy is married, and
Something is not going well somewhere.
there's something that is. So Ginika, if the girl is single and the guy is married, what would you suggest?
As long as one person is married, create boundaries. Create boundaries. As long as somebody is married, create boundaries. See, if you're going to be friends with your ex, there are certain things that you should put in place so that that firewood that will catch you will not catch you. Like, taking for instance, don't be left alone with this person. Certain conversations should not be held with this person. Late night phone calls should not be taken. Talking about your spouse or your marriage with your friend should not be a topic. Do you understand? That way, you're not, if you're looking for whose shoulder to cry on, go and have your girlfriends, go and get a therapist, go to your pastor, find someone else that is not this ex and have that conversation with. Do you understand? So don't be, and then if he's married and he's the one now looking at you in a different light, so is it that his wife is not giving him what he wants, or he wants to just have you by the side and then next week he ain't picking up your calls anymore? Or is he ready to leave his wife for you? Like, what are his intentions? If she's not married, she should find out, okay, what are your intentions? You say you are seeing me. What does that mean? Does it mean that you're not happy in your marriage? Does it mean that you want... Do you understand? That's why I ask questions. But if she's married, then that friendship has to go.
That's to go.
I don't even think it
friendship
ever
has to
works
go.
out. That's the truth. I don't think anybody... I've never seen, anyways. Don't let me say I don't think. I've never seen any scenario where...
The man will leave his family.
No, where you even go back to your ex and it
works
works out. I personally, where they have the happy ending.
Okay, so I've seen a scenario where they were both married and they didn't break up of their marriage. They didn't break out of the marriages because of each other. This person broke out of the marriage, this other person broke, and then they met
and got back together.
and got back together.
That's a completely different
scenario, and it was a happy ending. Okay, somebody sent a message, and the person says, Okafor's law is a thing, and it must be acknowledged, and we must acknowledge that it exists, of its existence. Also, there's a tendency.
Please, what does Okafor's law say?
Okafor's law was fired. Was fired.
What does
What did you say about the Okafor's law?
I don't really know about these things. But what does Okafor say?
What is your Okafor's law?
I know it. I know what it says.
Okay, so Sheyi, what's Okafor's law?
Once
fired,
always fired.
Once fired, always fired.
Yeah, I mean, it's just like the same we were saying, like
the same thing that we're saying, old firewood, they catch fire.
So, yeah, something like that.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
Okay.
So Okafor's law is a thing, and we must acknowledge its existence. Also, there's a tendency to always crave something out of your reach, e.g., a very successful ex. Okay. So what this person is saying is, you might just be craving, if that person, your ex, is successful and you want to go back, and you're saying,
really see them for PJs.
they see them for PJs and all that. Does
well
it
put
mean
together.
that?
Yeah, that's what I'm saying. It looks good on the outside.
What I said, your intentions of
evil usually looks
that was
good.
what I said. What are your intentions?
Okay, so but Ginika, I think I understand where this person is coming from. So imagine if you dated this person, if you dated someone, and then you got married to someone, and then things are really bad. You know how things are really bad that you're not even able to afford certain things. Maybe you be correct babe before, and you dey tasonson, and then you now meet an ex that you dated many, and the guy is balling.
A long time ago.
You know that kind of scenario. You will go house, go to think.
Yes.
You go home and start thinking.
No. What?
But that still goes back to
what I will do. If I'm broke, I will send him a message for friends and say, but please, can you give me money? Because that's the intention. That's my intention. That's why I want to reach out to him. If he says no, I cannot give you, then we end it and then move on. But if I now start reminiscing and thinking about you, then clearly, do you understand? Which boils down to the intention.
That's exactly what I said.
If he wasn't rich.
Okay,
that's exactly what I said.
Let's go on a break. When we come back, we'll continue this.
Stay tuned. Heartlines will be right back.
Life is made up of moments, some that lift us, others that break us. Welcome to Heartlines. This is our space where we explore the beauty, the heartbreaks, and the incredible strength that every relationship brings into our lives. Friendship, marriages, partnerships, and everything in between.
Yes, say yes.
All the connections that shapes who we are today. Every week, we dive into the stories that define us. Stories of love, loss, heartbreaks, and healing. Real life stories from real people, just like you and I. Heartlines is where emotions meet understanding, and where we learn that we're never truly alone. Join me Mondays through Fridays at 9:30 p.m. for Heartlines, where we connect with every heart, one story at a time.
Thanks for staying with us on Heartlines.
Please, our phone lines are open or still open, and you can call us on 070-2500-7749 or 070-1424-2420. You can also send messages via our WhatsApp number 081-8038-4663. Before we went on the break, we were discussing. We're talking about the lady who said, we read the message from someone who said people crave for certain things, and Ginika said, she would ask for money. Shay, what do you think about a successful ex and going back or something?
Yeah, which is what one of the things I said initially was, if you're in a position to help me, there's absolutely nothing wrong with that. Like, I'll reach out to you. you're a wife of a president, you're a wife of minister or something, and you're my ex, and it's not like we had some very bad issues, I'll reach out to you and see if you can help me. I don't think there's absolutely anything wrong with that. My own angle, and honestly, from what you said, which is discipline and boundaries are the most important, and principles are the most important. My own angle has always been the level of closeness, which is which is also, that talk of boundaries and principles as kind of, knowing where to put the line. Not that we are friends, and because we are friends in quotes, we share everything. And when I have issues, I come to you. When you have issues, you come to me, and things like that. So that has been cleared up.
Okay, so now we have just spoken about XXX before marriage. I want us to deal with this as couples. Ex, when you have been married and you have an ex. Ginika, as married couples, as married couples, how are you able to part ways? How are you able to have a clean path, as in part ways without issues and then still be friends? Is this something you have experienced with your clients or something?
It's usually most divorces usually don't end well, most of them, and especially when there are kids involved. When the whole child custody and all those things, it becomes really nasty, especially if one person was seen to have tried his or her best to see if the marriage can work out, but the other one had checked out or cheating was involved, whatever. But most of the time, 90% of breakups are usually messy. So when that happens, it is really difficult to maintain any form of friendship. Okay. The most of the best they can be is just be cordial for the sake of the children. And sometimes you can even see that animosity, that tension between them. So it's usually difficult. But however, there are some exes who are good, maybe because, they just understood that they were not compatible from the beginning. And then they decide, okay, that, a breakup is the best thing. Those ones, should they be friends? I mean, yes, for the sake of the children, if they have children, because they need to co-parent together. And in order to co-parent in a healthy way, you have to be friends. The children needs to see that bond between both parents, even though they are not together.
Okay.
Yes.
Okay, so because I have seen a couple that, she moved out of the house and, her ex knows that they are done. So, but I think he's trying, he will send things to her. In fact, sometimes we're together and she'll say, your friend is calling. And I'll be like, what's the problem? He wants to bring food stuff. He wants to bring things, things like that. And I'm like, that's really nice. As much as, it was not a very good marriage, they had issues. But the guy, I don't know what he's thinking. They're very cordial, She still answers his name. They talk. Even if she's so upset, but she's, I think she just feels that, what, we don't have to be enemies. I just, treat you, put you at arm's length and I deal with you maybe because of the kids. And I think it's healthy, He comes to the house. She still has the key to his house. Things like that.
Which kind of key? You should sit down.
She get the key to the house.
That's interesting.
Yes, she still has the key to the house.
So why?
That's crossing boundary. Why?
Exactly.
No, but
why?
The guy has not asked for the keys.
No. You should collect his keys.
No, he hasn't asked for the keys.
He doesn't have.
And guess what?
He doesn't have a partner.
What are they doing?
No, they don't have. No. So I don't think they have partners.
Okay.
They are just playing.
So it's possible that they might come back.
They are playing. What are they doing? Which kind of key?
Why are you particular about the key?
No.
No,
what's the point?
I agree with Sheyi. Why are you holding key?
Yeah, what's the point? You don't want to have it. You want to have it.
So that's one
Choose
midnight,
one.
you just enter the house.
What's
like
that one?
Or maybe, okay, so no, maybe
And so
she
you
knows
want
where
to
he
sleep.
keeps the key.
It's the same thing. Like, choose your hustle. If you're
No,
not
but
going
the
to be
kids, but
together,
what of the
don't be
children? So, but the
together.
children are sometimes with the father, with their father.
Then you take permission. It's boundaries, just like Ginika said.
Oh, you take, so she has to take
Yes.
permission to go to the house. So,
Yes.
but what if
Yeah.
she took permission to go to the house?
And then I will tell you
Okay,
where
no,
it
I
is.
just
Not
want
you
to. Oh,
that you
yes,
know.
I'm coming. Please, I want to
Yes.
come this
You can't
evening.
come
I'm
today.
coming
Come
to pick up
tomorrow.
the
Oh
children.
yeah,
Can
those
I?
kind of. No, but she won't just go there without telling him she's coming.
It is part of the thing. She shouldn't have the keys
Why are you particular about the key?
because
What
like,
if the key? So
they-
you don't
they
know
are
the
not moving
arrangement.
on.
No, they have moved on. Let me tell you. Let's for example, they have kids together, and then maybe the key that is with her is the one for her kids because the kids come and stay with her or stay with the children or with their dad. And then maybe she has the key. Maybe they drop the key and she said, "Oh, I'm coming. I need to pick up some things." Or like, okay, then you can go to the house and pick up. It's not like she's just going to barge into the guy's house. No.
No, that the impression you gave me was
No,
like,
she's not going to barge in. No, I said, as in they're called there. That's what I'm trying to tell you. She can go into the house. Not like she's just going to barge in and say, "What are you doing?" No, not like that. No.
Tonight I'm sleeping in your place.
How
Tonight.
can you say sleeping? No, sleep for there for what?
you
No,
did.
I'm just telling you how cordial that how coordinated and cordial they are because I think it's because of the children.
Yeah,
And it's an amazing relationship as far as I'm concerned.
No, I think everybody should. If once you break up, I think you should have that. It's like,
healthy.
Like part of the things we said during our last talk, which is, it is not life. This is not life and death.
Exactly.
Like, let's still be cordial. Let's still, let's just be good people. It's not. We don't have to be friends. We don't have to sleep together. It's not everybody you should sleep with. First of all, so we don't have to sleep together. We don't have to also be enemies. We also don't have to be best of friends, but we can be genuinely good people that that want the best for each other.
I agree.
That want the best for the
I'm
kids.
thinking couples that have been married for 20 years and they part ways, they just feel, you know what, this is not working. And when they part ways, they become friends because they're able to communicate, they're able to gist. And then the guy says, "Oh, how far are you free? Come and make food for me. I'm not going to be at home. Can I drop the kids for you at home?" And the girl says, "Oh, sure, I can come and cook in your house. I'll cook for you and all that." Is that bad?
I don't think that's
No,
bad.
it's not bad.
So I just feel that.
But hold on. But that is also subject to the relationship he is in. Do you understand?
I didn't say he was in any relationship.
Yeah, I'm just bringing this
Let's not put
perspective.
in. And guess what? Even
But
if he's in a
he's not in
relationship,
a-
and even if he's in a relationship, do you understand? If he says whatever he has with that person, that's their business. You go, don't tell the person. It is him that is in a relationship. It's not in my place to tell him how to deal with his relationship.
There's boundaries.
It is not you. He's the one that called
Make
you.
him girlfriend go cook for him.
But you don't know. But guess what? You don't even know whether it's in a relationship. You know whether Nabios knacks they do. Exactly. See.
Which is the like what exactly is the relationship is in?
We
What-
don't know. That's why I said I don't want to say anything about relationship because we don't have. We're just assuming. All we know is about the man and the woman who have broken up. You understand? And they still reach out to each other to say, "Oh, come do this for me. Come and take the kids. I'm bringing the kids to you." Things like that.
You know, the funny thing is, I feel like some people are even freer after the breakup.
Yes.
They are able to express
Themselves better.
There's no what do they call that? That tag of
I have to do it. I have to be perfect.
be a certain way. So they're freer to open up each other, and if they're able to develop great friendship from that, fantastic.
And guess what? You just find out that they might even come back. Yes.
Yeah.
Most time they're able to
Sometimes.
come back. So Ginika, so you're saying so what you're saying is as couples it's okay to have good relationship so you can build on it because of the kids and eventually if you want to come back there's room for that.
If you want to come back, yes. But it's good to just build some form of relationship with your ex because of the kids. It is healthy.
Okay.
And
wanna say
I
something?
personally think it's important to heal from whatever relationship you've had
Okay.
with anybody before you come back. Even if you've not healed from it, you might think you have. You might think you've moved past it. You might think everything is good, and something along the way just triggers. So you need to be 100% honest with yourself in terms of, have I really moved past it? Are we able to, really have just good friendship without, once a while the issues of the past does not come up. I think it is after that, if you're not able to be honest with yourself and say that to yourself, I don't think anybody should be friends with anybody first. Which is also what I wanted to say about
I
the
agree.
lady that called in when she was saying that the ex now sees her in a different way. For a start, I don't think they should be friends because one party is not totally healed from that. So
The wound,
yeah, so they need to first of all break it and go. Do you understand? And go separate ways.
Yeah,
It
so
can
that
be
so
for
she's not-
years.
yes.
It can be for, as long
Depends
as
on
it
how
takes.
long she needs to heal.
Yes, because in this case, he's the one that is now seeing like, oh, this baby don't find no, she don't settle.
But she's from a broken marriage or something, so
No, I think it was two different scenarios she was
Okay.
painting for us.
okay.
So, so I think they should break it up because it never ends well. That's the truth. Once there's something that did not happen, and you've not addressed that issue, and you're trying to come back, there's probably a bigger one will probably happen.
I've heard this thing about how sex, sex can ruin a lot of relationships.
Of course.
Certain kinds of you might just be very good friends, and then you have sex, and it just destroys everything. So I always tell people that you're good friends doesn't mean you're going to have great sex, or sex is going to bond you, you understand, better, or make the relationship any better. Sometimes you just there's certain kind of friendship that should just be friendship, not involve sex inside.
Is sex even really the ultimate?
No, you don't get. We're not saying sex is the ultimate. We're saying that sometimes instead of making the relationship, their bond stronger, it destroys it. Because you just find that after sex, you're no longer comfortable with the person. Or you just have this resentment about, certain things. You're not able to open up. You're not able to speak properly. Ginika, what do you think? I feel that sex sometimes ruins relationships. Ginika, did you hear me?
Yeah, I agree.
Okay.
I mean, I've had a couple where they had this thing about not having sex before marriage, and they dated for a long time. They dated for over 5 years or so, and she was a virgin. Now, when they finally had the sex, it was the worst. It was like for 2 years, it was traumatic for her. She didn't like it. She didn't know what it was, the pain, the trauma. Do you understand? So she kept on complaining. She then started pulling away from the husband. So it took a while. So for them to get in a better place, she had to shut her mind off having sex. And the husband had to just say, well, you know what? Clearly, I'm not going to be getting it from my wife. And she was perfectly okay with him, having an open relationship, like having extramarital affairs, so long as he doesn't rub it to her face. So I think it all depends on, and sometimes I think it's a trauma or past experience or something that has gotten that person to not like or appreciate or, have a bad sex.
Okay.
So yes, I've seen it happen.
Okay. So we have another message that says, I think people can be cordial with their ex, especially if they have children. Most times, these fights happen because society has placed a subtle emphasis that we can't be friends with our ex. The human nature is love, and love promotes peace. You agree?
I agree.
Ginika, do you agree?
No, but does the law say that we cannot be friends with our ex?
She said
No,
the
no, no.
society.
Or does society say you
It's
can't
just
be
the
friends with our ex?
society. You know how those
Does
that's
the
Subtle.
society
subtle, that's thing.
Yeah.
It's not like it's a law, but ethical beliefs, societal beliefs, and all. They just have this very strong hold on us, and they make us do things that are not even in the books.
Because I mean, the thing is, a lot of people get married for the wrong reasons. A
I
lot of
agree.
people get married to the wrong person,
I
and then
agree.
if you're one of those people who did that, and then you could finally understand that you people are not compatible, but then unfortunately or fortunately, you now have kids.
Yeah.
If the separation is what is going to give you the peace, the respect, the friendship, the love that two of you have, then why not?
Okay.
Then why not? You see, I keep saying, see, marriage is not no, it's not the reason why God created us. Marriage is not our end goal. It's just that we need to be married to enjoy this man and woman relationship. We need marriage to procreate. We need marriage as Christians. Do you understand? But marriage is not a do or die.
Oh, it's not a do or die.
That's the
Trust
truth.
me.
And
Yeah.
oftentimes people get married to the wrong people and they shouldn't stay just because society expects them to.
I
And
agree
then
with
you're
you.
now dealing with mental health, and now dealing with physical illness, and now dealing with just because society says
I
so.
agree with you.
No.
I totally
Marry
agree.
the right person. I'm an advocate of healthy, godly marriage. And if that union is not harmonious, end it
Good.
and find the one that God has created you for.
Okay.
Simple.
Okay. As just be
He
in a
or she is
relationship
out
that
there.
works. Just
Yeah.
be in a relationship that works. That's it. That's just So Shay, what do you have to
Say
say?
you're quiet.
No, you guys have flawed me now. I've bowed to superior opinion. So yeah.
Okay.
And to be honest, like I quite agree with everything you guys have said in terms of the most important thing is respect, boundaries, and principles. If you're able to tread along that line, and I think it makes it easier to be friends with anybody, regardless, ex or no ex, because it doesn't. Sometimes it's not even ex that is the problem. It's a new friend.
A new
That
friend.
is the problem.
That is the problem.
So,
Exactly. It could be your boss.
I'm
It could be your
telling
boss. It could be
you,
your
so
colleague.
sometimes it's not even. So if you have those principles set out already, as this is the line I need to toe, then I don't think it doesn't. It applies to everybody, regardless of whether it's ex, whether it's new friends, whether it's old friends. So yeah.
Yeah. So I just feel that people should just people should be open-minded a lot of times, because if you just see people and you say, oh, they are this. No, just be open-minded, because that you play around or that you joke doesn't mean everybody's getting into your pants, or it's easy to get into the pants. And then you just ruin relationships because you already have that notion in your head. So I just feel that the people are the people you should keep in your corner. And your ex is one of those people. But again, boundaries.
Respect.
So respect, you understand? You're not going to say, oh, you're not going to talk down on my husband because you're my friend. I'm not going to talk down on your wife because you're my friend.
And there are peculiarities as well. Just like Uju said, just like Ginika said, which is because you are my ex, even though we are good friends, when I have issues, you are not the person for that conversation or discussion.
It depends on the person, Shehi. Yes, it depends on the person, because the truth is, Ginika, you were saying something?
No, go ahead.
Yeah, it depends on the person you're speaking to, because if I have moved past you, I'm not even I don't even know what you are like in bed anymore. I don't care. I'm very objective. You should be able to speak to me if I'm your ex. Do you understand what I'm trying to say? So it's relative. Except that person, you feel that person is not yet there. Ginika, please correct me if I'm wrong. If you have
yes,
problems.
let me correct you. Wrong.
Sorry?
I don't agree with you.
Okay.
Because the thing is, most infidelity happens when we're vulnerable. That is the truth.
Okay.
Right? So when now, first of all, you don't even know the person's mindset, whether the person is not emotionally mature. You know yourself. You know you've moved on. That the past is the past, but you're not 100% sure of where his own mindset mindset is and what his intentions are with you as a friend. Now, you can be speaking to him about your issues with your partner, how your marriage is feeling, or how your partner did this or not. Now, what kind of response are you expecting from him? Are you expecting him to say, "Oh, sorry, don't worry, it'll be better"? Or will he tell you, "Oh, come, don't worry, just come and cry on my shoulders, you'll be fine tomorrow morning"? Or what? Do you understand? Now,
Ginika,
if
it's
you're not
just the
sure of
see.
his
Ginika,
intentions, where his mindset is, I don't think he's the right person to
to talk
have
to.
that conversation, no matter how
And
close
Yeah.
he is.
another thing is like a chink in the hammer.
Mm-hmm.
Like,
Exactly.
so there's an issue, Kim. It begins to
Mhm.
crack. And
Okay, but
Yes.
wait, I don't understand.
Crack. Yeah,
that
exactly.
you're having issues in your mind doesn't mean your marriage wants to break. Why, when we say issues,
No.
does it always go? No, you
No.
guys are always no. Listen, when you say issues in marriage, you guys are always making it as if the marriage wants to break. No,
No, that's not
listen,
where we're
Sheyi,
going.
no.
It's not no.
I still do
no.
not agree.
Okay.
See,
Mm-mm.
I do not agree. Honestly, I still would not agree. It's okay if you feel you're not, the person you're speaking to is not the person you should speak to. You don't have to speak to that person. But guess what? That you would also have ex. That's the only person that can tell you the truth and tell you directly if you're messing up. Yes. Okay, so we need to go. It's almost time because I was getting very. You understand? No, seriously. You should. Yes, seriously. You should be able to speak to people from. That you dated doesn't mean he's over you. The person would tell you the truth. Him or her would tell you, like, go and fix your home. Yes. Sorry. We have just few minutes left. Please. We need to round up. We'll have this conversation again and again and again, maybe all through this week. But please know that you can subscribe on our YouTube channel at Official Upgrade TV, and then you can call or send a message. Not even call, you can send a message to us or an email to us at counsel@vodaconsult.com, or send a WhatsApp message to us at 081-8038-4663. I don't know why we keep running out of time.
We never have enough.
We never have enough time. We're going to work on that so that we don't have to start rushing towards the end, to end this program. But we'll see you again tomorrow.